Hey, it's Scott, Nick, Michigan Pool News 2024. It's a new year. It's exciting. Everything going on in the market. It's pretty crazy. Obviously, you haven't seen a lot of Michigan Pool News videos for that reason. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about LSI. Back in the day, we used to spend our time testing chemicals for chlorine and acid. My dad used to say back in the 70s and 80s that that's all you really needed was chlorine and acid and everything's good. Well, we're finding that a lot of things have changed, and with LSI, we can tell that every swimming pool is not exactly the same, and your LSI number might be different than your neighbor's LSI number or your swimming pool down the street. So Nick's going to give you a little bit of background to get you into that.
Yeah, you guys might actually have a controller on the wall. I know Chemtrol has an LSI value that says okay or good at the bottom of it. LSI is a mixture of a bunch of different values that sometimes we take for granted, specifically alkalinity. But pH, alkalinity, your calcium hardness, your temperature, and even your TDS in your pool can all affect the LSI. And with LSI, what we're looking for is zero, right? Zero is perfect water. It's not too aggressive. It's not too scale, right? It's going to keep your system running clean and operating efficiently. As we've moved through a different Cal Hypo supplier lately, we've started to pay a lot more attention to LSI. We rep Bex at Aquatic Source, and Bex is paying a lot of attention to LSI because that value, like Scott was saying, for your pool, for where you're running your pH, 7.5 is what we all talk about, right, Scott? That's neutral. Well, because of the LSI of your pool, 7.6, 7.7, maybe 7.4, 7.3 might be better to get you to that zero value of your LSI. So when we're talking about LSI, it's on a zero is neutral. We're looking for a plus or a minus of 0.3 to be within a range that we call good, right? So adjusting your chemicals based on bather load or what your fill water specifically is bringing in. If you're on city water or you're on well water that has a high alkaline value, right? That's going to dramatically affect the values of your swimming pool and kind of help you determine where you should be running some of the other values that for you might have been good at what you learned in pool school or CPO or AFO, but in real world time, it's not the way that's going to make your pool run the best. So we've come up with a couple of tools here. Actually, we didn't come up with them. We've just discovered them as we started going down this LSI path. One of them, and we'll post the link to where you guys can download this app to your phone. Now, it's the name of it is Orenda, O-R-E-N-D-A. I believe they're a chemical supply company. I'm going to give them all the credit in the world. We don't rep Orenda products, but we ran into their LSI calculator. It's an app on your phone where you're able to put in the values that I talked about, the gallons of your pool, and hit go, and it's going to tell you where you're at. If it's in the green, you're good. If it's in purple, you're in scale, right? If it's in red, you're acidic. So that app for our technicians has been extremely helpful when we run into chemical situations that are out of the norm or they just can't figure out. We've really started to shift that mindset to LSI to figure out how to get our clients' water where it needs to be. So Orenda, that's an app for your phone. It's in the Google Store. It's in Apple. That's a great resource. Or you can call Aquatic Source. The old school slide rule, they still make it, right? Where I know all the values that I'm talking about: temperature, calcium, pH, alkalinity. I know those values, and I slide this slide rule, and it shows me again what my LSI is. I think the most interesting thing that we in commercial aquatics are looking forward to is as Bex goes down this road, right? They're wanting to control pools off of LSI, right? They want to get rid of that mindset of, my alkalinity should be here, my pH should be here. They want to introduce a controller that's interactive, that as your pool changes, it's going to control your sanitizer and your pH based off of that LSI value. And we think it's really exciting because it's the right way to run your swimming pool. So there's some paradigms that we have to break out there, Scott, but I think in the long run, LSI is the way to run your swimming pool.
No doubt. And most of us know when we had our Taylor test kit and it showed up, there was a little wheel in there that was the LSI wheel. I think it was the first thing you threw in the trash along with the other garbage that was in there because you were just interested in testing your other chemicals. So, well, we appreciate your time in Michigan Pool News. Please, like Nick said, give our office a ring if you can't find the app or if you want the slide rule.
Yeah, we'll be doing some more videos on LSI coming up too, where we wanted to just intro it and get it out there for 2024 because it's on our radar and should be on yours.
Thanks again.